John Powell, Jonathan Penfield, another regular foot rider, second on the Freeride World Tour last year, taking the win at the Extreme Verbier. From the very summit, this man has been on the Freeride World Tour for 8 years. Second in Georgia last year, winning, and he's you know, an enzyme engineer. He's one of the club of overachievers on the Freeride World Tour. Absolutely brilliant. On course and starting off with a 360, Hadley.
Oh, I love the tricks right out the gate. You know, this guy is a scientist and a technician, and you can see that with his riding. I think the steeper it gets, the gnarlier it gets, the better Jonathan's riding becomes.
So Jonathan over on the riders' right, similar side of the venue that we saw Conrad Niven go, but getting way higher up here on this north-facing wall as we see him into the shadow and cooking down. There is a skinny couloir with a mandatory air at the exit, with Jonathan Penfield handles with ease as he flies out onto the apron.
He's got great speed, great fluidity. I really like watching him ride. I think he knows when to turn it up and knows when to pull it back a little bit, and he's cooking through this middle section.
Yeah, after that air out of the couloir, he has not made a single turn, just railing that heel side edge to get as high as he can. You can see even higher than Victor Delarue was able to get in that section. So Jonathan Penfield now has this lower section at his fingertips, as we can see the tracks from some previous riders. I think Aymar Navarro going over there twice in his 4 runs. Only one to get into this section. Now take a look down below him, how blind all of that is. Jonathan knows exactly where he's going.
Oh, this is so nice. I think he's going to pick his way through some really good sections and again build his score with just these little hits through the rock and through the shrubbery and wind that we can see there.
Yeah, as he pops out of that technical section and picking up a whole handful of speed into this wind lip section. Jonathan now into the zone where the snow gets a little funky. Heel side turn around this boulder-strewn field.
He is bringing in some speed for the finish line. And, you know, he's going in and out of these shadows, and that can also be a little bit intense for riders, but he is handling it quite well, straight into the finish.
And hands up for Jonathan Penfield as he is done and dusted with the Freeride World Tour stop #1 here in Baqueira Beret. The third man out of the gate, Jonathan Penfield, recently picking up Canadian citizenship, so you can see the maple leaf flag on his shoulder as we look back here at the replay, Hadley.
Yeah, and as you remember, Victor hit a very similar air with no spin, and Jonathan right out with some great air and style out of the gates and taking advantage of that good snow at top.
Yeah, you really have to, and you can see here he knew kind of right where he was, popping into this tiny little chute and then flying out, or just bumping over a rock, but you know, they're tools, not jewels. Sometimes you just need to use them to protect your feet from those rocks, as John Powell now in the finish area and waiting for his score to drop.
Looking pretty happy. Let's see what his score comes out to.
All right, the score climbing 72.67 for Jonathan Penfield. I think maybe the difference maker there was Victor's run was